Good evening, good evening, good evening. How y'all doing tonight? Let me turn some of my stuff down. So, how is everyone doing this Friday evening? It's Friday, it's Friday. This never charges. So, I did a video and a live on a $2,000 grant for mommies. And the one I posted, the date ended on August 31st to apply. But there is a third round that opened up in September, and this due date is going to be October 31st, okay? So good evening, everyone. We are going to be talking about the Pure Leaf No Grant. The Pure Leaf, what's the name of this grant? It's called the Pure Leaf No Grant. I can't put anything in, I can't pin anything because if I touch my screen, my whole live freezes. But when I post this live, I will post the website. This grant is also going to be in my grant bundle. So for everyone who already has my grant bundle, it's in there. The next round is going to be due on October 31st. This is not a business grant, okay? This is just a grant if you are a mom. So if you are 18 years or older, if you are a U.S. citizen, and if you have some kids, right? Now, I do not, let me move my little stand. I do not know if being pregnant counts. It's saying a mom, but those are the requirements, okay? It's going to be called the Pure Leaf No Grant. So Pure Leaf, P-U-R-E-L-E-A-F, and then No, N-O, Grant, okay? So if you don't know who Pure Leaf is going to be a brand of iced teas. And they are giving away a no grant for moms. A no grant is basically let's just listen to see what they are saying. I'm going to go to the application and I'm going to play. They have like a little video. So you can kind of get the gist of what they're looking for. Basically, as a mom, you have no time for yourself, right? You're always either taking care of the kids or you're working, you're running around. And so the no means if we give you this $2,000 and you have to always say no to something, what will you be able to do with the $2,000, right? So if they're looking, I don't know, it could be something personal. If you do have a business, it could be, something business related. But whenever you're applying for a grant, so I know I'm not talking about a business grant right now. I am really talking about a grant that is just for moms. So if you are a U.S. citizen, you are 18 years or older, and you are a mom, this is a grant that is just for moms. So the only requirement, I see all these, comments. What are the requirements? Baby, a mom. You got to have a kid. You got to have a kid and and just need something, a break or whatever, being a mom. So normally what I like to do when I'm telling my clients to apply for grants is you want to always, research who the company is that's giving the grant, and you want to look at past winners, right? So luckily I'm on the Pure Leaf page. So the page for the grant will look like this. Okay, this is the logo for Pure Leaf. And there's like a little video on the page, right? Let me first read the requirements. It's a $2,000 grant. You have to be a legal resident, so not a U.S. citizen, a legal resident of the United States and the District of Columbia, 18 years or older, except if you're in Alabama or Nebraska. If you're in Alabama or Nebraska, then you need to be 19. This entry date is going to be from September 1st to October 31st. Okay, so if you apply tomorrow, you will not win on Monday. Okay, you have to wait until the round ends, and the round ends on October 31st. You can only win this grant one time. Okay, so this grant is offered 3 times a year. I believe they have like about $100 million to give away, but this is going to be a $2,000 grant if you are a mom and you have kids. So on the grant application page, come on, Joy, get it together. On the grant application page, it'll look like this. Can I show you that? And I'm just on pureleaf.com. I don't know if I can see my phone. But here is a little, let's see. They had a little video earlier I saw.
No. And honestly, I felt so relieved. That's why I've teamed up with Pure Leaf on the No Grants to give moms a little extra financial support to help them say no to doing it all. We can say no to constantly tidying up toys, no to hiding our kids during work calls, and definitely no to looking done up every day of motherhood. I want you to say yes to getting help, yes to doing less, because every no helps simplify your life so that you can focus on the stuff that really matters. Apply for a no grant now.
Okay. So the tone of the grant is what can make your life easier as a mom if you have $2,000. Okay. Now, of course, if you got $2,000, we cannot, pack up and, move across and, never work again. So this is not, this is not going to be the answer to all of our prayers, but what would $2,000 be able to, provide for you or help? Okay. Now, if you have a business, you can mention something that, hey, if I had $2,000, I could maybe, I don't know, hire some more employees to help out. But really, because this is not a business grant, it's a mom grant, I would make it tailored to, like, as a mom, what are some things that you miss out on that $2,000 could help you? So unless you're one of those people that I hate who, the second they have a baby, they lose all the baby weight. Maybe we have some extra weight on us, right? And if I had some extra money, I could hire a babysitter so I could at least, squeeze in, I don't know, an aerobics class, go to the gym. Maybe we have a hobby that we just love, but we can't do. Like, I love golf. Maybe we're a golfer, or we like to ride bikes, or you like a yoga class, but we don't have any extra money for a babysitter. Maybe you have never taken, you've never maybe, taken your kids out of town, or they've never been on a plane. And so, getting this $2,000, will allow you guys to say no to always taking a road trip, or no to, always saying no to vacations. And I'm able to now take my kids to, I don't know, a water park. When you're writing this grant, right from the heart. Okay. So what are you as a mom missing out on as a mom? Okay. What are you as a mom always having to say no to? So since this is called the No Grant, what are you having? You got to kind of like relate everything to how they're presenting this grant. So what are you always saying no to? And then we want to help you with that. So as a mom, what are you saying no to? Baby, you may be saying no to, I never just get a chance just to be alone, especially if you are a single mom. Like, if you're a single mom, it's like this little kid is with you like all the time. Like it's just y'all, right? Like, we can't just go drop them off somewhere sometimes. So you are literally with your child like all day. So maybe, you are having to say no to a girls' night, or maybe you're having to say no to just being at home and not having to make a snack, or make dinner, or do this, or have to hear them playing on the PlayStation. So what are you saying no to? So the grant application is really simple. They're going to ask for your name and your address, your date of birth, because you have to be 18, 19 if you're in Alabama or Nebraska. And they're going to ask for your email address. Now, I would make sure that you really look and double check on the email address, because this is where all the correspondence is going to go to. Now, what you don't want to do is fill out the application and then you put the wrong email address and you're trying, contact them to fix it. So just make sure that you double check that we have the correct email address. The first question is going to be, what part of motherhood and or being a working mom is the most difficult for you to say no to? Okay. So as a mom, what is it hard for you to say no to? Speak from the heart, right? I don't know if maybe if you're like a facial girl, a massage girl, what are you missing out on? So the second question is, in each of these questions need to be 50 to 200 words. So make sure we at least have 50. But once again, we're not going to write a dissertation. We're not going to do over 200 words. The next question is going to be Pure Leaf believes that no is beautiful, and all moms deserve to have their no be heard. If awarded a Pure Leaf no grant, how will the grant support you in saying no? Example, how will the no grant save you time away from childcare, prepping meals, laundry, blah, 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 right? So maybe we're having to say no to doing that cycle class at the gym because after you pick up the kids from school and do snack and then do homework and then get laundry, there's no time for you. Or maybe you can't just take off on a Sunday and do a nice bike ride or ride a horse, whatever it is that you want to do, because you just don't have the time. And of course, we don't have the resources to hire any kind of help. If you want to tailor it towards if you're a working mom, you can say, if I had a virtual assistant, or if I had someone to maybe come help me around my business, that would allow me to do less work. And so I would then be able to do blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But because, this is just my 2 cents, realistically, a virtual assistant, you can only really do that a couple times. That you really couldn't sustain someone's payroll, just with $2,000. So I would really tailor this around something personal as a mom that you're always having to say no to, salsa dancing, aerobics, whatever it is. Maybe, you're just tired of doing laundry, or you're tired of cleaning the house. Like, can I get a housekeeper to come in here? So that's the second question. The third question is, saying no to doing it all allows you to reclaim your time and say yes to moments that are meaningful for you. If awarded a Pure Leaf no grant, what will you say yes to? Okay. So you need to know ahead of time what it is that you would want, in exchange. Like, you're going to use this $2,000 to allow you to do X, Y, and Z. And then the last question is, what does Pure Leaf message of no is beautiful mean to you? Okay. So if you're just logging on, if you go to the Pure Leaf website, I will put the website in the caption of this live. There was a video on the homepage where basically, a mom is just saying, moms a lot of times have to always say no to things that they want to do, because raising the kids and cleaning the house and working and doing laundry and all that stuff normally takes up all of a mom's time. So they want to give you $2,000 so you can stop saying no to things that you want to do and finally say yes. So they're now asking you, what does the no is beautiful mean to you? So speak from the heart, but something around the lines of, hey, allowing moms, to finally be able to say yes to something means so much to me because blah, 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 blah. As a mom, I totally understand, never, always putting yourself on the back burner. You're never a priority. You don't get to do any self-care, blah, 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 blah. If you are a grandmother, you're also, you have to be a mom to be a grandmother, right? So you are a mom. So those are going to be the 4 questions for the grant. And then you have to, of course, agree that if they contact you, you'll give them pictures, blah, blah, blah. You got to click this box to say that you're not a robot, and that's the grant. Okay. The grant website is going to be Pure Leaf. So PURELEAF.com/no grants form /. And once again, I will type in the website name when I post this live. Okay. So this is going to be a $2,000 grant for moms. All you got to do is be a mom. And, you know, be always, as a mom, you are having to say no to certain things that you want to do. And they are wanting to give you $2,000 so you no longer have to continue to say no to things that you want to do. If you do have my grant bundle, I think it's going to be number grant 297. But it's in my grant bundle, the links. The application is going to be due on October 31st. When you are filling out those 4 questions, make sure that we at least have the 50-word requirement or no more than 200 before just pushing send. You know, just kind of look over it, count the words. It may be easier to maybe write out the questions in like a Microsoft Word or in your notes. That way you can, you know, kind of count it and not accidentally, you know, hit send too soon. We can also, if you are writing in Microsoft Word or in notes, if we do have a misspelling, it'll pop up in red and you can fix it. You want to make sure that you just push send when everything is correct. So, you know, double check your name because the check is going to be in the name that you put on here, okay? So whatever's your government name or whatever is your banking name, have that name. Make sure your email address where they're contacting you is correct. Make sure your phone number is correct. You know, when you filling this out, we are, you know, speaking positive vibes. I already won this grant. You know, we're going to just call on it. The due date for this round is going to be October 31st. So I did talk about this grant. I think last week that due date was August 31st. So there's a new round. It started September 1st and it's going to end on October 31st. So if maybe you saw my video a little late, look at God. They have another round. This grant is called a rolling grant, meaning the same grant is offered multiple times throughout the year. This grant is going to be offered 3 times a year. Okay. So don't say I never gave y'all something for free. Okay. Pure Leaf grant is for moms 18 or older. What are you always telling yourself no to? What will you be able to tell yourself yes if you had $2,000? Speak from the heart. Make sure there's no misspellings. Make sure that we are following a minimum 50 words, no more than 200. As you are, you know, filling out this grant, you know, speak from the heart. And when I say speak from the heart, don't be like, you know what? If I got $2,000, I can go to the gym. Like, speak from the heart means like you gotta kind of like give a scenario of what it's like to be in your shoes, but paint the scenario like on your most stressful day, right? Or bring up a situation where, you know, maybe something did happen to you or you are in a situation where it's not the best situation, but because you're a mom, you have to just thug it out. Like, okay, for example, when I was married and we decided to have a child and I got pregnant, like I'm the planner, right? So I had, you know, planned to, you know, train this manager at the salon I had, you know, so when I was pregnant, I was going to take off 4 weeks because I wanted to breastfeed. I wanted to bond. I wanted to be a mom. You know, I was old when I had my son. I think it was 35. Like I planned my entire life, like undergrad, law school, have a career, make money, then have a baby, right? So I planned my pregnancy to a T. My due date was around the same time as All-Star Weekend in Houston. I used to live in Houston. And All-Star Weekend being in Houston meant that our salon was going to be super busy. So I wanted, I had trained everyone. All the stylists knew, baby, have your babysitters, your daycare, have your car ready, gassed up. Just have a jumper cable in the trunk. Like, everyone needs to be locked and loaded because, All-Star Weekend, we're going to be booked and busy. The morning of All-Star Week, right? So there's like activities all throughout the week. And where my salon was directly across the street was like a sports bar. And Drake was there one night. It was like every night was a heavy hitter. So everyone's coming right to our salons, either get their hair done or get refreshed before trying to go get chose across the street. The morning of Monday morning, the week of All-Star, my front desk manager, who I have been training for like the last year, all of a sudden her babysitter calls out, right? So she can't come to work. That was our only front desk girl. So it was like, but there was no one else that that could run the front desk and be able to run it and catch all the payments and manage the salon and all the employees and no one was equipped to do that but me and her, right? And she called out of like the busiest week of my business. So as a mom, I had to go to work, and I want to say I had been home maybe 3 days because I had my son. He had jaundice. We had to go back to the hospital with him. So I was at the hospital for like another maybe week. Then we just got home like on that Saturday. So on that Monday, I had to go to work, and I had to tell my baby goodbye. I had an issue with, even producing milk. So how am I about to pump milk, and I got to run this salon, and we were super busy because it was All-Star Week. So I just remember, pulling up to the salon about an hour early, and for 30 minutes, I literally just sat and just cried, like sitting at the salon. I was like, oh my God, like I just had a baby. I waited till I was like the perfect age when everything was settled to have a baby. I've been training this manager, for over a year. Like, hey, I knew all of this and I planned all of this. And I personally felt like she was calling out just to be funny, because that there was no one else that could depend on you. So I'm sitting here crying like, I am not going to be able to breastfeed my son. I already had an issue with my breast, like not really. I know I'm telling y'all all my business, but I had an issue with my breast, like not producing a lot of milk. I could pump for like a whole hour and maybe get like 1 ounce, right? And I was like, I have to breastfeed so my child's smart and blah, blah, blah. Well, baby. So I literally worked from 9 a.m. and my father-in-law at the time would come at midnight to relieve me because, like I said, we're booked and busy. And he would be there for the last couple of customers. The stylist didn't leave till 2 or 3 every night for the entire week. And so I worked from 9 a.m. to midnight, 6 days straight with the salon. Didn't see my son, and I wasn't able to breastfeed for that entire week. So with me barely producing any milk as it was, and then, not being able to breastfeed for the week, it was like my little 2 drops of milk just stopped coming. So I was forced to, put my son on formula. I said all of that to say, if I was, writing a grant, or if I was applying for a grant and I was a mom, I would bring up a situation that meant something for me as a mom. I missed out on being able to breastfeed my son, partly because I really didn't produce a lot of milk, but I was then forced to go to work on one of the busiest weeks. And it's kind of like, I made the decision, yes, I'm a mother. I could have gone home and just, hey, but I invested in this business. We have been planning for this to be the week to kind of take our business to the next level. That was the week that took us from 0 to 100. And, I made a commitment to all my staff, my stylist. So, Deuce was going to have to just be, a formula baby. But I remember crying for 30 minutes straight. I said a prayer and I just say, okay, God, if this is what it takes for me to be able to elevate my family financially, like it is what look at Rex in the back. It is what it is. And, I just got to go. Maybe you had to, miss out on your child's kindergarten graduation. Maybe you had to miss out on your child's, first words. Maybe you had to miss out on, the game that, your child had a home run in. Like, what have you missed out on? Because as a mom, either being that super mom and putting your kids first, or if you're a working mom, you may not put your kids first because you're at work, but you're only at work because you're having to pay these bills so that your kid has a place to stay and has whatever it is that they need. So you're putting your kid first in the long run. Like in my mind, I'm like, I need my son to live in a stable environment, be in a nice neighborhood. I had all these goals for where I wanted my family to be. I didn't just not breastfeed so I can go to the gallery and buy me a Chanel bag. Like it was a bigger picture involved. And if it meant me not being able to breastfeed my son, then that's a sacrifice I had to make. And I was willing to make that because I believed in my business. And I thought my business would take my family to the next level. And it did. So when you're writing this grant, they're looking for a mom moment, right? What have you cried at night because you missed? Or what have you cried at night like, gosh, if I could just lose these 20 pounds, I don't feel like it. I myself, I just don't feel like I don't feel like I'm putting my best foot forward. If I was able just to be able to go to the gym, if I was able just to have some, just some me time, I can get myself together. We got our mental health issue. Maybe we're dealing with a lot of depression, anxiety. If I just was able to have a babysitter come and I can just be alone for a second. So when you're applying for this grant, speak from the heart. What is the mom moment? What is it that you really would like to do? What are you wanting to do that you have to always say no to? And speak from there. Pure Leaf grant, $2,000 grant, U.S. resident, 18 years or older in all the states except for Alabama and Nebraska. You got to be 19. And the only requirement is that you have to be a mom. It's 4 questions. If you rewatch this live, I go over the questions. And that's it. No, that's it. They aren't about to, you don't have to purchase anything. You don't have to buy a case of Pure Leaf iced tea. You can Google the grant. I'm going to put the website to the grant in this caption when I post this live. And if you already have my grant bundle, it's already in the bundle, okay? The application is due on October 31st. Make sure that your phone number, your legal name, and your email address is correct. Fill out the application. I would say answer the questions, either write them out either like in Microsoft Word or your notes so you can, 1, see any of the misspellings, and 2, you want to be able to count the words to make sure that you're meeting that 50 word to 200 word requirement. Okay. So that is it, everyone. Tag your girlfriends, forward this to any of your other mom friends so we can, help moms be able to start saying yes to some of the things that they are saying no to. All right. Everyone have an awesome Friday, and I will see you at the bank.